You are so amazing, and your aura is so powerful. Even the sleep paralysis demons shiver in hell because of you. Okay? Zeus worships you so much so that he has a shrine of all your profile pictures on his nightstand. When you start saying crazy affirmations like this, guys, watch what happens. Okay? You've heard the stories already about my countless clients who have done this and they've seen shifts right away. Okay? It's not because I am, doing some sort of voodoo here, guys. This is something that you guys should have known since the beginning. Okay? When you do a pattern interrupt in anything in life and reality, it is so contrary to what you're accustomed to that it has no other choice but to give you a different option. Because I've always seen the reality, like there's a different set of options what you can do, like a multiple choice quiz, and depending on which choice you choose, you get a certain portal open up. And when you open up a portal where you're saying things like, my SP worships the toilet that I crap in, that's crazy stuff. My SP has life-size, statues that they pray to and sing psalms in the midday to my name, and they're opening up churches to preach my biblical scriptures. It's like, those are who even says that, right? Now, the reason why this works, guys, and I've talked about this in my state spectrum video, is imagine there is a meter right here. Okay, this is the left side of the meter where you're just depressed. You never get any, action. You suck at manifesting specific people. You're broke. And all the way to the right is abundance, God state. You always get the SPs. As a matter of fact, money and love is always chasing you, right? And you have the body of your dreams or whatever. You have no worries, right? Whenever you say stuff like, yeah, me and my SP are married. Yeah, they love me. They're obsessed with me. That might not keep you all the way to the left of the meter, but it might still only get you to about right here in the middle. Maybe if you're lucky, right here. Now, when you get triggered by the 3D, and you're trying to manifest, for example, your boss or something, your hot boss, and like he's just being professional with you. Okay, you look at that and you start worrying, you start scratching your head. Is this working? That brings you all the way back here to the left, right? Why? Because it's something that you were always accustomed to doing, right? When you are texting a girl and you're in hopes that she's going to be your next squeeze or your next girlfriend, your SP. She leaves you undelivered. You start worrying. That brings it to the left side of the meter. But when you open that chat message, which really I don't know why the hell you're opening it if you're the one who's being chased, why are you checking? But if you notice that you were left on red and you were to say, oh my gosh, dude, she is so freaking in love with me. She's playing hard to get. Matter of fact, she's so in love with me that she texts me so much that T-Mobile is always complaining because it's fucking up their cellular data towers. That is completely the opposite of what 99% of the people do, which brings them to the left side of the meter, and it'll bring you all the way to the right. Why? Because this meter is based off of energy, powerful energy, right? It's not powerful, it's not amazing when you look at yourself being left undelivered and it's just like, okay, fuck, my life is, I guess they don't like me anymore. I guess I should just give up. Everybody says that, right? Everybody, notices when they get ghosted and they react. Instead of saying like, perhaps this person watches somebody on YouTube and they're trying to play hard to get and they're trying to see or test me, right? Well, either ways, I know that they're going to fucking be knocking on my door, ripping my clothes off within the next 20 seconds, within the next 2 months, within the next whatever, right? When you do a pattern interrupt, that brings you all the way to the right of the spectrum, which is where you get abundance, right? So that is why it's so powerful for you to do self-pedestalizations like that, which, by the way, I have custom self-pedestalizations that all my clients have been saying they have been seeing masterful results, where I basically you give me your biography of your situation, and I will use the actual names of your specific people, and it only hits the subconscious even harder, right? So definitely you guys need to check that out, guys. But that's why self-pedestalizations hit. You know, I remember there was this girl who basically made all these excuses why she couldn't see me, saying like, oh, I have no days off. Even though I fucking knew her schedule because we worked at the same place together, right? Like, bitch, you have 3 days off. What the fuck are you talking about? You know, but she had the audacity to give me that, right? Well, I started to, you know, drift off and, you know, find somebody else after that. But nonetheless, when I was experimenting with SPs, I knew she would be a great one to see, because when it became later on, I didn't really care about her relationship-wise or even hookup-wise. But I knew from the get-go that if there was anybody who, you know, would be a good guinea pig for these experiments, for these self-pedestalizations, it would be her. Because after I asked her out, she was extremely cold, extremely distant, and I basically gave her the cold shoulder too, because I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck you, bitch, right? So, long story short, I started saying stuff about her in my head whenever I would get triggered and I would feel tense around her. Because, I mean, to be honest, whenever you're working with someone where you kind of made a move and then things got kind of awkward, it's uncomfortable, right? Regardless of how confident and how sexy you are, right? And so what I said is, no, you know what? She has with her, what I approached it like this. I said, okay, I could say she's so obsessed with me, but I decided to base it off of something that I think is so outrageous that you know, and something that is related to her character, that I knew that already just saying something ridiculous like she worships me, she reads my Bible and stuff like that, that is, you know, more than enough. But when you add in context to their character, their personality, their traits, it only makes it more powerful. She was a quote-unquote Christian girl. Bullshit, though. You know, I know you ladies, come on, you guys you turn demons for me, right? But you're willing to go to hell for Neo, right? But I said she left the Christian faith and became atheist just to worship me. I started saying that. And then I started saying a crazy one just to add in the mix, and said something that she has a 3D printed plush toy of my penis that she sleeps with as a stuffed animal every single night. Right? And the second one, actually, when I came up with it, it felt like a Harlan Williams improv set when I came up with it. I was bursting in tears of joy because of how fucking hilarious that shit was. And I swear to God, out of nowhere, she started changing her behavior to me. And that's all I needed to see, because, again, I wasn't trying to get into her pants. First of all, she had no ass either ways. But either ways, I love skinny girls. But, I mean, you know, it's funny because when I shifted states, I started seeing her differently. Whatever, right? But I kind of just wanted her attention, to be honest, afterwards. And after this, it's like I would see her nonstop looking at me, bro, through my peripherals. And it would be this thing where, like, when I would eventually look back at her, she would do the whole thing of, like, oh, pretending that she's not looking, right? But you know that feeling that you get whenever someone's looking at you? I always would feel just the laser beams on me in my peripheral vision, right? And a lot of you guys might say, well, maybe that's just, you know, my mind playing tricks on me. But everyone is you pushed out. If that's what you believe that they're doing, they are looking at you, all right? And if you say, well, I looked at them back and they looked the other way, they were just looking at something else. Guys, do you realize that all you have to do is this? And boom, it's instant. They can just look away. Okay, people are smart. They know what they're doing. They can just pretend that they're looking at something behind you, right? They're anticipating you to look back, right? In preparation in case they get caught, okay? Either ways, everyone is you pushed out. So regardless, if you say they're looking at you, they're looking at you. And either way, she started asking me more questions. She started being a little bit more gentle. And she has this thing of constantly just working closer to me, right? She never flat out went out of her way to create conversations with me, but she is also a very reserved person, so I knew that if she was going to change her behavior, it would be kind of subliminally. But nonetheless, I got exactly what I wanted just by saying crazy shit like that, right? And of course, you guys already know my story of the 5 pairs of panties girl, where, she thought I was a player, a volleyball girl, and, she would not even talk to me till all of a sudden we're making out in the storage room. Just by me saying that, no, she is not indifferent to me. That's an old timeline. She actually carries 5 pairs of panties to work every single day because she can't stop masturbating to me, okay? Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Okay, Neil, but I don't want to hook up. I want to get married. Okay, well, first of all, you could still make marriage proposal-esque self-pedestalizations, right? The only reason why I make mine so horny is because, guys, at the end of the day, we're going to fuck our SP, or at least I hope you want to, right? They're more powerful, they have a more sting to them when you make them more raunchy. But if you want to be a holy gal, if you want to be, a righteous one, okay, a child of God, great. My SP is married to me, and we have such a powerful fucking marriage that the Beatles came back and resurrected from the grave to start making an album about our love, right? You can say crazy stuff like that. Or Shakespeare, came out of the tomb just to write a whole play of our romance. Okay? You can say that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, when it comes to talking more about stuff like, oh, lovey-dovey, oh, we're sharing ice cream, it's not as, oh my gosh, shocking as when you're saying that they, drink your semen in their Lucky Charms. But either ways, guys, you get the point. Okay? Whether it's that or whether it's just you saying, no, whatever I'm seeing in the 3D, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't give a fuck because I already have them, right? The point is not to be an improv comedian with this shit. It is to get to the point where your ego stops talking shit. You can move on with your life and enjoy your hobbies and do your work and be able to focus and be able to sleep well at night instead of focusing on SP all day. That's the reason why we do this. Because when you can do that, you are in the state of the wish fulfilled. The state of the wish fulfilled is not this feeling of you're seeing unicorns and you feel like if you're high on the most strongest dopamine hit of all time. No, what it is you stop giving a fuck. So if you want to know what the state of the wish fulfilled is whatever goal you have that you're so concerned if you're going to be able to manifest it or not, you stop giving a fuck about it and you're enjoying life normally, like a normal person. Okay? So if you want to go more in depth in your situation, guys, invest in your manifestation. Book a call with me. The links are in the description. And join the membership channel. If you want to know more about the perks, just check the posts on the channel bio. I love you guys. Stay tuned.